There has been a lot of irresponsible people and irresponsible decisions in movie history. But today, I want to talk about a child, a grandson, and to a lesser degree, his grandfather. A kid who basically decided to pass on a deadly pandemic and sell a mythical creature to a customer like he was selling a basic-ass goldfish at PetSmart. If you haven't figured it out by now, or if the thumbnail wasn't a dead giveaway, we are talking about the family tandem from Gremlins. The grandfather is known as Mr. Wing, and his child is literally known as Chinese Boy. That sweet old Chinese man, full of absolute wisdom, the man that made it very clear that the furry, lovable, iconic critter, the ancient mogwai called Furby, I mean Gizmo. Gizmo was not for sale. And definitely, he wouldn't be giving it to some rando that just walked into his shop trying to sell him an invention.
The need to carry heavy luggage and things when you travel. And you got yourself your shaving mirror. You got yourself your toothbrush. You got yourself a toothpick. You got toenail clippers. Shut your lame ass up, man.
I would say rather responsible decision considering how critical and crucial caretaking is for this particular species. And for Mr. Wing, there was no thought involved. It was a hard no.
Look, I've got to have him. It's a present for my son for Christmas. It's exactly what I've been looking for, and I've been everywhere. I'll give you $200. That's $200.
I'm sorry. Mogwai not for sale.
Grandfather.
With mogwai comes much responsibility. I cannot sell him at any price.
He was doing everything he was supposed to do in that situation. Now, where he goes wrong is that after refusing to sell Gizmo to Mr. Peltzer, the inventor, for a couple $100s, he decides to leave the storefront area, abandons his presence completely, thus leaving Gizmo alone with the interested customer and a child.
Say what?
Now maybe he trusted his grandson to ensure this man would not steal the mogwai. Regardless, there is no way Gizmo would be left out of my sight and outside of my presence, regardless to if a customer wanted him or not. Too much can go horribly wrong in a split second with a mogwai. This was Mr. Wing's one and only mistake, and it would be the one mistake to crack the door open to complete chaos. Now, his delinquent ass, dumb ass, grandchild ass, enamored by the thought of a couple of $100, granted, in the 80s that was definitely not chump change, but regardless, the kid takes it upon himself to sneak the creature out of the store and slide it to Mr. Peltzer on the low for the low and take the money behind his grandfather's back.
Oh my God!
This is absolutely wild. It is crazy enough that this is a majestic, rare, ancient creature, but then you add on how delicate the caretaking is for a mogwai. This is an absolute no-brainer. Items on this shelf are not for sale, my guy. Now, there are 3 fundamental rules that come with the mogwai. Rules that not only hold the creature's life in balance, but also all life on the planet. Rule number 1, keep mogwais away from bright lights. It will kill them. Bright light is literally their kryptonite. Hitting a mogwai with bright light is like hitting the Wicked Witch of the West with water. Buddy is going to melt with enough exposure. It's not a good look. Speaking of the Wicked Witch and water, rule number 2. Keep them away from H2O, period. Exposing a mogwai to even a drip of water will result in instant spore spawning. I mean, instant asexual reproduction. Babies popping out the body every which way. Little furballs bouncing off the walls and unraveling with God knows what personality traits. And more often than not, they seem to be characteristics that are not in line with good nature.
Oh, I don't know, Pete.
Hey, look, that one's got a cute little stripe on its head.
And want to continue to move up in the evolutionary chain of their species and be a part of wild havoc. Which segues us into the most important rule of them all. Never feed the mogwai past midnight.
Hey, you guys are really hungry.
Many hours later.
Please.
Then I want you to bring the vacuum cleaner upstairs for me. What are they?
Well, they're the mogwai, I guess. Except for Gizmo.
Did you get them wet or something?
No?
Did you feed them after midnight?
Well, I gave them some chicken. But I made sure that it... No, wait a minute. I made sure. Mom, what's going on here?
Feeding them past midnight officially gets the pandemic started. The mogwai reaches their final evolutionary form, the gremlin. The name even sounds disgusting and off-putting. These little bastards are chaotic. These little bastards are nasty, are slimy, are slippery, are perverted, and they are deadly. Now, the gremlins follow the same first two rules of the mogwai. So, exposure to water thus creates more gremlins, and more gremlins lead to more gremlins, and then more gremlins lead to more, and more gremlins. It leads to more gremlins. And the spread doesn't stop. And thus, pandemic. It isn't made clear if the kid knows exactly what the consequences of breaking the last two rules are, but because he is very aware of the severity of the most important rules, it leads me to believe he knows exactly what will happen.
Look, mister, there's 3 rules you've got to follow.
Yeah, what kind of rules?
Keep him out of the light. He hates bright light, especially sunlight. It'll kill him. And keep him away from water. Don't get him wet. But the most important rule, the rule you can never forget, no matter how much he cries, no matter how much he begs, never feed him after midnight. You got it?
Sure, kid, whatever you say. Hey, listen, thanks, and have a Merry Christmas.
He is not getting a pass for his age. It's far too dangerous. It is insanely irresponsible, knowing these consequences, to even contemplate letting such a creature get into the hands of anyone, let alone a random stranger. I mean, there was no profile screening, no psychological evaluation, no extensive interview. I mean, there are dog breeders that require much more extensive measures to obtaining a dog from their farm. You know how many interviews you have to do? The kind of profiling you have to go through to nab a Shiba Inu, for example, from a breeder? And that's just a dog. This dummy let a mythical creature go like it was a rehoming ad on Craigslist. First person with interest gets the item for a small rehoming fee, and it's negotiable. The fact that Gizmo is a saint, an absolute angel, and the old man, a professional in mogwai caretaking, still decides to keep Gizmo in a cage is very telling. Should tell you everything you need to know. Take no chances. The risk is not worth it. So the ineptitude to think that someone browsing Craigslist is going to uphold these standards with the amount of detail and discipline required is absolutely wild, my guy. Wild. Obviously, the kid must not understand how serious this is. Maybe he doesn't realize how serious it is until you see the results of bad caretaking. Also, why not tell the customer? Why not tell Mr. Peltzer exactly what happens if you get them wet? And definitely tell this man what happens if you feed them past midnight. He doesn't mention the consequences at all, which leads me to believe that there's a possibility that he might not know exactly what happens. But, like I said, I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. This is just bad business, a disingenuous sell, if you ask me. If he told the man, feeding your furball past midnight will create a goblin creature from hell that will kill you, I think there is a strong possibility said person might think twice about purchasing this pet, especially purchasing it for their kid. What kind of operation are you running here, boy? What part of the game is this? Highly irresponsible. Highly. Kudos to Mr. Wing for coming back at the end of the movie and taking Gizmo back, snatching Gizmo back, saying that y'all aren't ready for this. Here's the money I never asked for, throws the money on their table. Because he could have just left it alone and let the chaos continue. But he did the right thing by tracking down Mr. Peltzer and returning Gizmo to the only hands that can keep the world safe. Hopefully Mr. Wing learned his lesson. Never let that mogwai out of sight.
With mogwai comes much responsibility. But you didn't listen, and you see what happens.
But I didn't mean it.
You do with mogwai what your society has done with all of nature's gifts. You do not understand. You are not ready.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.